make sure we elect our first female sheriff, Letitia Burke.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all, she ready. Jacksonville, folks, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. Early voting starts on Monday. And we cannot sit this one out. As you've heard from every speaker today, there is far too much at stake. The right to choose is on the ballot. Protecting Social Security and Medicare is on the ballot. Our education system is on the ballot. The treatment of our young people is on the ballot. How we treat the LGBTQ community is on the ballot. Lowering healthcare costs is on the ballot. Protecting the right to vote is on the ballot. Dropping the pricing of rents and home ownership is all on the ballot. I don't know, but maybe marijuana is on the ballot too. But let me tell you something else. The superpower of the Republican Party is fraud and fear. The superpower of this party is hope. Hope is on the ballot. Folks, I'm going to close this today by telling you my story of hope. The thing that keeps me going each and every day to fight this fight, because it's the fight that we have to. I was raised by my grandparents who had a 4th grade and an 8th grade education. My mom dropped out of school when she was 16 years old. Faith and hope was something that they taught each and every day. In the morning when you woke up and at night when you went to bed. You know, I've been fortunate because I've lived a blessed life. I got an opportunity to work on Capitol Hill with the legendary Congressman Jim Clyburn. Y'all know Mr. Clyburn. I also work with the legendary icon, my friend who I miss every single day, the late John Lewis. Well, folks, when I was 30 years old, I had an office in the direct center of the U.S. Capitol, on the 3rd floor, right above the speaker's offices. On one side, I shared a wall with John Kerry. On the other side, I shared a wall with John Lewis. I could look out my window and see the Washington Monument. So as I was saying, that's the best real estate I ever had in my life. Well, there was one night I was sitting working in my office. It was midnight. It was so late that the custodial staff showed up. And there was this middle-aged African-American woman vacuuming and cleaning things off. And I noticed her, but I just went back to work. And then finally, you know that feeling you get when you feel like somebody's looking at you, staring at you. Well, I looked up, and there she was in the doorway. And I said to her, I said, ma'am, do you need to come in? I said, you're my boss. I'll go out in the hallway and work. And she smiled, and she said, no, son, you sit there and do your work. She said, you know, I come and clean your office every night. You have a nice office. And I said, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. She said, now, you know, I love looking at your pictures on the wall. She said, now, are you from South Carolina? I said, yes, ma'am. I'm from Mr. Clyburn's district. She said, oh, okay. She went to my wall and she picked up one picture and she said, is this a picture of your family? I said, yes, ma'am, that is. In this picture, is that your mother? Yes, ma'am, that's my mom. Is your mom's name Patricia? Yes, ma'am, my mom's name is Patricia. Patricia Harrison? Yes, Patricia Harrison is my mom. And she stopped in the middle of the floor and she started shaking and she put her hand to her mouth. She said, oh my God, I know your mother. I went to high school with your mom. I remember when your mom became pregnant with you and had to stop school in order to have you. Tears started flowing from her eyes and I got teary-eyed. She came up and she hugged me and she said, I would have never thought that Patricia Harrison's son would be right here. You give me hope. Folks, in this country, It should not matter who you are, what you come from, how much money you have, who you love, who you pray to. You should be able to live the American dream. That is the hope that the Democratic Party fights for each and every single day. That is why Joe Biden fights so hard. That is why Kamala Harris fights so hard. That is why Val Demings was fighting for y'all on that debate stage. On next Monday, that is why Crist is going to take it to DeSantis. It is to make sure. It is to make sure that every little boy, every little girl, everybody who wants to be something in this life can be. That is who we are as a party. And that is why we are on this road, and we're going to be on this road from now to November the 8th to make sure that every single person, regardless if you're a Democrat or a Republican, that you can voice yourself and you can go to the polls and vote. In South Carolina, our motto is, while I breathe, I hope. Think about that. While I breathe, I hope. Now, I grew up in the Baptist church, and I know hope is good. Hope is good, but we know in the good book it says faith without works is what? Is dead. So in order to make that hope real, y'all, there's some elbow grease that needs to happen. The boots needs to get on the ground. So between now and these 19 days, our motto as a party, it ain't going to be while I breathe, I hope. It's going to be while I breathe, I vote. Because that is how we make hope real here in Duval County. That is how we make hope real all across Florida. That is how we bring hope back to America. Folks, y'all ready? You ready to do this thing? You ready to turn it out? They say Florida can't be flipped, but by God, y'all gonna do it on November 8th. Let's go. Let's vote. Let's do this, folks. Wow. Let me tell you, this weather, I didn't expect this in Florida. Y'all ordered this thing up. North Florida. Folks, it is great to be here with all of you at IBW 177. I want to thanks to all of our partners in labor for allowing us to gather here today. Let's give a round of applause. Folks, unions and working people are the backbone of the Democratic Party and the backbone of this country. So I'm glad that we are in such great company. Folks, we are 19 days away from the midterm elections. And this is one of the most important midterm elections of our lifetime. And I'm thrilled. As chair of the Democratic National Committee, I am thrilled to kick off our bus tour here in Jacksonville, Florida. Yes, yes. I was telling the governor and secretary earlier, this ain't my first time in Jacksonville. I spent some time at Ribault and Raines High School. I know about that now. I know about it. But I am so excited because we are ready. We are ready to elect new leadership here in Florida. We are ready to elect Charlie Crist as governor. We are ready. We are ready to elect Val Demings as the next United States Senator. I don't know about y'all, but Marco Rubio don't want to be on that debate stage again with Val. She left some track marks on him. He's drinking a whole lot of water still. But folks, we are also ready to elect Democrats up and down the ballot. That's what I'm talking about. I want to give a special shout out to LJ Holloway, who's running to represent Jacksonville in the 4th Congressional District in Congress. And is here with us today, and we need to help get out that vote. Folks, as we head into November, as you talk to your neighbors and your family members, your co-workers, about the midterms, I want to make sure that you know, and you make sure that they know. Uh-oh. Amber alert. Well, it says, this is a serious one. Make sure you all look at the details. It says Columbia County, a kidnapped child. So let's make sure that we, if we have information or whatever, we make sure we give that to the authorities. But, I want to make sure that we know that that our friends and our families and our coworkers, that they know that this election is about a choice. It's about a choice between two options. Democrats want to solve the problems that keep folks up at night. That we've got a track record of getting real results for the American people. Meanwhile, Republicans, they are too busy pushing their extreme MAGA agenda. An agenda that includes abortion bans with no exceptions. An agenda that includes cutting Social Security and Medicare. And an agenda that includes limiting your right to vote. But folks, we can stop them. We can stop them by using our voice at the ballot box. We've got a great event for you all this evening to get you fired up. Florida Democrats, to get you all ready to kick this thing off. And I'd like to first introduce our first speaker, Alan Jones from the local IBEW 177.